fairness of austerity. That is what has exposed them and is now leading to the Labour Party collapsing. Now we have to grasp this moment. This is a historic opportunity to leave behind the rotten monopoly of Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael and Labour, who've deceived us, who've betrayed us, who've robbed us and exploited us for decades. So we have to have the courage, the energy, the commitments now to make this happen. Because of course they are going to try and roll this tide back. They are desperate to do it. And they are ably assisted by Dennis O'Brien's media, by the attempts of the national broadcaster to downplay the numbers on every single demonstration. All designed to demoralise us. All designed to make us feel powerless, like nothing can ever change. But the reason they're doing that is because they are quaking in their boots. And let's get across our message simply. And all of us have to learn this. I certainly have to learn it. Because they try and bamboozle us with the war of figures and the lie and the myth that they are competent. And it's rubbish. How can they claim they're competent? These people have generated the worst housing and homelessness crisis in the history of the state. Could it be any simpler than to point out when this country was a virtual third world country in the 1940s and the 1950s, we could afford to build council houses, so we could bloody well afford to build that we're fighting to establish in this country to end the rotten two-tier system, which is just an excuse to make Dennis O'Brien and the Beacon Clinic and the Blackrock Clinic rich, and they say, oh, that's too difficult to do. Well, it's not. It was done in Britain after the war, after the Second World War, when Europe was devastated. Because the people came back from that war, and notwithstanding economies that were in shreds, the people said to the British government, you give us a national health service, you give us council houses, you give us education, or we will give you revolution. And even the British Tory government had to concede it. They can do these things. There's plenty of wealth to do it. This country is wealthier than it has ever been. But that money is concentrated in the bank accounts and in the pockets of a small, super wealthy elite that Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and Labour are protecting. So we have to send that signal. Problems we have can be solved easily. You know, all you need to have a decent health service is nurses and hospitals and primary care centres and doctors. That's all you need. It's not rocket science. But you don't get it if you butcher, as they have done, 10,000 nurses and midwives and social workers and all the other care workers in the health service. Or to have a decent education system, you just need some more teachers, some more SNAs, build a few more schools with the 100,000 construction workers who are on the dole. And we have the opportunity to expose this lie and sweep these people aside now and bring Ireland forward. And I'll just conclude by saying this. I don't know exactly what the outcome of this election is, but one thing is absolutely certain, and it is because of the movement we've built, because of the new left forces that are rising across this country, Fine Gael and Labour, this government, will not have a majority after the election. Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael and Labour after this election will be lower than it has ever been in the history of the state. We have to go out now in the next week, and we have to do immense damage to them, get more socialist and left, genuine left TDs elected. Whatever government comes in, we are going to force them to scrap the water charges, to scrap the property tax, and we will tear them down if they do not do those things, and we will build a movement that will transform them.